Hey guys, this is Camfrey15, joined by my
Wedding cake. Wedding cake. Oh my god, this I'm I'm so looking forward to this video, Cameron. I'm so looking forward to this video.
well, at least we don't have to watch 20 plus episodes of her repeatedly saying that.
And now we had to review it.
Yes. Anyways, guys, this is Camfrey15, joined by my co-host yet again, the Red Wolf, and we are here to talk about another One Piece arc review video, which we are going to close out the whole Cake Island arc. And after that, we only got two more, well, we got one more full arc to talk about, and I guess 1.3 arc just to talk about, and then we're done till Act 2 is done.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, well, for me, if you want to get more, I'm going to be reviewing the movies. My co-host won't be there, but it's okay. Anyways, yeah. So we're talking about the climax to the whole Cake Island arc, which is very, very, very eventful. You got, well, backstory that is pretty gruesome. A very emotional, sad death. Nice transformation. Two transformations. And an amazing, rock-solid battle at the end. Which I will say is the best One Piece fight, hands down. Right now.
So far.
Yes. But I have a feeling with the way Wano's going, that's going to top it.
Probably.
So yeah. Anyways, how you doing, buddy?
Oh my god. just peachy, man. Just peachy. Just tired from working on, and now we had to deal with this. Oh my god.
Yes.
Wedding cake maniac.
Anyways, let's get to it. So where we last left off is, again, like I said last week, apparently the heavens split open when Luffy was finally coming together with a reuniting with Sanji, and he was God Almighty himself. Don't get me started with that. So anyways, they meet up with, because this was all Jinbei's idea, they meet up with another member from the worst generation, who, after this arc, became one of my more favorite members, our favorite characters, is Capone Beiji, who is definitely an inspiration of Al Capone, the famous criminal.
Makes sense, considering his track record.
Yeah. Essentially, what they find out here in this meeting is, since Beiji is like essentially a mafia member, the one thing he liked to always do back in his home sea, I forgot what sea he's from, he essentially since he's a mob boss, in order to essentially take over, he would kill other people's mob bosses. Now here he comes up with a plan that he wants to kill Big Mom, which, you know, he is essentially married into that family, and he would be rebelling against his own family. But he doesn't care because he wants to take out probably one of the biggest threats in the One Piece world like crazy. Now,
plus his wife isn't really happy with her mom anyway, so.
Oh yes. The thing with that is, now her sister Lola, who we all know, was supposed to be married by a giant. And essentially, Lola didn't want to get married to a giant. So she kind of did her own thing and ran away, which, since Lola and Chiffon are twins, Big Mom kind of lashed out on Chiffon and took all that aggressiveness or hostility from Lola on Chiffon, since they looked alike, and you could say Chiffon grew a hatred towards the mother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So that also is another reason to, deal with that, because she kind of wants to split away from her. Technically, Lola and You won't. Well, technically, the Capone Beige gang won't see Lola till they get to Dressrosa, because if you read the manga, in some cover pages, they tell a little side story how they go after the Whole Cake Island. They go to Dressrosa and they run into Lola,
Mm-hmm.
which you have family reuniting once again. And I think Lola, from what I recall, hooks up with one of Beiji's men. And it's not the tongue guy, it's some other guy.
Hmm.
It's just a cover page, and stuff like that. Don't know if they'll ever, I don't know, make filler episodes in the anime version, but that would be nice. But who knows? Who knows? Anyways, yeah, that's the thing. Now, the plan to essentially take down Big Mom and kill her is basically comes to the plan is at the wedding, she's gonna have this picture of the person who she took care or who took care of her, named Mother Carmel. And essentially, the plan is to smash the picture, which will put her into a weakened state, and that will essentially leave her defenses all the way down. So then they can kill her. Now, let me just mention this. This is before Wano was ever made, and I think regardless if what happened in that scene didn't happen, I think she would have still lived because I just watched only a few weeks ago Big Mom who has no memories take down King with no hockey.
I called it, man. I called it that that bonk on the head was gonna snap her back to her to reality.
Yeah. So, anyways, they're gonna do this on the wedding day. They're gonna have Sanji go through the wedding of pudding and stuff like that. And since Sanji already knows that Wooding is that, I mean, Pudding, not Woody. Pudding is there to kill him. He'll be prepared to be ready for that. So, Luffy, even though it's reluctantly, he agrees to the deal, and that's when you essentially see them wear what Luffy wears the rest of the arc. A nice, I guess, tuxedo suit with a nice little fedora, and Nami wearing probably some of her most voluptuous outfits ever this series has ever done. That red dress and that white dress by the end, my God.
Yep.
That's what makes me question Nami or Robin? It's painful.
Hey, I guess they're both your waifus at this point, so
Well, I do love me Dressrosa outfit Robin, but at the same time, I do like the whole cake costumes of Nami because they were very appealing to my eye. What would you say?
yes, yes.
Okay. Anyways, let's cut over to the wedding day. So one, you have all the Charlotte family members, show up, and it's all of the family members, all the brothers and sisters, husbands excluded, because Big
Mm-hmm.
Mom wants nothing to do with the husbands. Now, um, don't ask me why they're always getting together. Now, they call this a tea party, but it's really a wedding. But okay, yeah, they're here to celebrate Pudding's big day. In other words, to see Pudding kill somebody. But okay, um, yeah. So it gets to the point where we get to the altar scene and stuff like that. And would you like to explain how the scene goes down?
Um, like where do I start? Like,
I guess you can start at the part when she's about to kill him, or he
mm,
unveils the veil or something like that.
yeah, like they were Sanji to remove the thing from her head, and that's where the third eye was revealed, and Sanji was like, "What beautiful third eye," and stuff, and that's where Pudding just frozen. Huh? And that's where everybody, like, what is she waiting for? Kill him and stuff, and then she just broke down into tears.
Would you like to tell the audience why she broke down into tears?
Because no one has been that kind to her before, just because of her third eye.
Yes. I believe we only get two like Charlotte family members' backstories, Katakuri and Pudding's backstory, which are both tragic, emotional backstories because they were essentially bullied. Now, well, Pudding in her case was kind of bullied by her own mother because her mother saw her third eye, and her mother was like, "Oh, get that nasty thing away from me! Cover that up! I don't want to see it." Which, okay, if you didn't want a three-eyed Cyclops person or race member or the three-eyed clan member in your household, why would one you marry one and have a kid with one? If you're gonna tell your own daughter, put that away and not love your daughter for who she is. But then again, it's Big Mom we're talking about. She killed one of her own sons earlier in this arc.
That's why I'm saying since day one, what is wrong with this mother?
It's only to me, it felt like she only really loves the most important members of her family. Anyways, yeah, she starts to break down because of it, and that eventually changes her character going forward for the rest of this arc. Because for somebody that at first, early in the arc, you is revealed that she's completely an actress, which she did a pretty good job at doing. But she is evil and she hates Sanji, and then she totally has a character 180 turn, where she eventually falls for Sanji. And when I mean falls for Sanji, like legit falls for Sanji, like that one episode back in Pokemon Battle Frontier when that one Battle Frontier brain fell for Brock.
She'll constantly like, Sanji, son.
We'll get more to that later. I do know not a lot of freaking One Piece fans kind of like her character after that. I don't know. I like it personally. It's a nice little sweet treat, thing. And plus, it goes to show that she's actually caring when you're nice to her.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what also happens more is since that happens, you got like 12 billion well, not 12 billion, but you got a lot of Luffy's jumping out of cake because some of those Luffy's are mirror versions of Luffy's. And then that's when all hell breaks loose because Luffy makes probably one of the greatest entrances into a scene ever, just jumping out of a freaking cake. It's hilarious when they show it not only in the anime. I loved it when they showed it in the Pirate Warriors game too. That was hilarious. Now, this one trashes the wedding cake like bad. And that's when you see Big Mom start to be like, what is going on? What is going on? And she's starting to freak out and stuff like that. Now, next that kind of shatters Big Mom is Jinbei gets up to her and he's like, you know what, Big Mom? Here's your sake cup. Because guess what? I'm not going to be in your crew anymore. I'm joining Straw Hat's crew. And she's like, what? And now she tries to take his life, like all of it. But because Jinbei is not terrified or afraid of Big Mom, because he kind of knows what to expect from now, he doesn't get the life force taken out of him, which is a very interesting thing, and it's kind of the hindrance to Big Mom's soul fruit. If you feel no fear, you don't to get your life taken away from you. And I guarantee you, if you tried to do that to Luffy, the same thing would happen because Luffy doesn't fear Big Mom. Even though she had crazy visions about doing that to Luffy. Or dreams.
Then again, I do see Luffy constantly freaking out around Big Mom. Wait, no, don't do it! Ah!
Well, he did do that in the Udon prison scene, so.
No, that wasn't me. That wasn't me.
We're getting too far. We're getting too far. Damn it.
Yeah.
Um, so one, this freaking is going crazy. They're trying to go for Mother Carmel's picture. Now, Carter Curry gets in the way of that. Thing about Carter Curry is too, as he can see the future. Yeah, because his hockey is that advanced and that strong. His observation hockey. Um, he can literally see like they say like I think they said like 5 seconds at least into the future, which is freaking crazy. Talk about OP ability. Um, but hey, um, like listen, it explains more about hockey, which is pretty cool. So that makes him a formidable character. But eventually, they do end up breaking the Mother Carmel picture, and Luffy eventually grabs the shattered picture because Brook is the one that shatters the picture. He essentially stretches his arm, shows it to Big Mom. Big Mom takes it, and that's when, excuse me, she lost all sense of reason, and she gets into her weakened state, releasing like legit Conquer's hockey all over the place. And yeah, now that's when we get into the backstory of Big Mom. And to say this backstory was pretty gruesome by the end. One, you do feel for young Big Mom at the start, but by the time the end, you're like, oh, oh, that's not good. Anyways, when Big Mom was younger, she was abandoned by her original family and left on the island of Elbaf. Now, yeah, she was taken in by some people, mostly by Mother Carmel. But the thing is, the reason why she had a falling out with the Giants is because she kind of badly damaged one. And even as a kid at her age, like she was like 7 or something like that, she was still that strong. On top of it, she has as bad as hunger pains as she does even now. And the one thing we know about her hunger pains is if she doesn't have something she eats while that she's craving for during her hunger pain, she will kill you.
Yes, and correction. She did not badly damage the giant. She literally killed him.
Oh, she did?
She literally killed him.
Jesus. Damn. Um, okay. Learn some new things. I was going through the One Piece wiki and it said badly injured the giant. I'm getting my notes just to correct myself. Anyways, that happens. So she essentially gets kicked out of Elbaf. Mother Carmel goes with her. Also, another thing we find about Mother Carmel, she's not exactly the loving mother, as you might say, because we find out here she's essentially a child trafficker and she sells the children she essentially owns to the government to either become Marines or work in some sort of way for the world government, which is kind of messed up. Like,
Mhm.
yes, you're putting them in the government, but at the same time, you're selling them to the government. So they can do whatever they want. They can make them as slaves if they wanted to, which I would not be shocked if some of that happened. And she even ended up selling Big Mom herself. So yeah. Now, eventually things happen where Big Mom gets a hunger pain at the end of her backstory, and it cuts to back to her waking up, and there is nobody there. The other children weren't there, and Mother Carmel isn't there herself.
I have a theory. Maybe without her knowing, she accidentally swallowed up their souls.
That could be a thing.
That could be because I don't know how they were suddenly gone right there.
Well, it's presumed that she definitely killed them. I think some people say she ate them, which is very freaking gruesome and very dark.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's confirmation like she actually did eat them, but I think it is confirmed that she did kill them.
Yeah.
So Big Mom confirmed cannibal, potentially. Oh, that was so very gruesome. So yeah, that's the backstory of Big Mom. Um, there's nothing much I can say about it, but that's a tragic backstory and pretty sad. Like, God, she killed her own people, her own family members because she essentially went insane.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, cutting back to the present after that, um, they fire off this explosive that their thing is going to work, but because Big Mom screams essentially is so strong, it doesn't even get within a mile radius, and it backfires. It blows up somewhere else, and the plan has failed. So, what's Plan B if all plan fails? Oh wait, we run, and that's what our characters do. Oh yeah, Sanji also does free his family members and stuff like that too, even though he doesn't like them very much, and they eventually get their raid suits and they help out in this whole escapade in trying to escape Big Mom. And that's essentially what is going on literally for the rest of this dang arc. Them trying to escape Totland to essentially get onto Wano. Now, I will say this: some of the hardest missions in the damn Pirate Warriors games, which I love that game, but literally I was rage quitting on some of these damn levels because obviously, like the anime, like the series, you're getting chased. In the games, you get chased. And when I tell you, there was this one level in the game where you're trying to get to the sunny part of the level. Oh, brother. When you had to fight Big Mom over and over and over again because she kept coming back. I kid you not. You beat Big Mom. She's stunned for a short amount of time. And then when she gets unstunned, she literally runs to the area you're currently at. And if you're stuck on something, you can end up finding yourself fighting Big Mom again. And you get to like this one midpoint of the level, and it doesn't matter if she's like, if you knocked her out or, knocked her out of commission for a bit. She shows up like directly at the midpoint of that level, healthy as can be. I still remember that one try where I literally got near to the end and then I ended up dying and to restart the level all over again. I remember where I just turned my Xbox off and I just like, I'm done with this fucking level. I ended up beating that level, but to say that was probably the hardest level in the damn game, I wouldn't say it probably is because you're going up against Big Mom who has legit super armor out the ass. Because it isn't a game about a big brooding character without super armor. Heck, even the level before that was difficult because you were going up against a high-leveled Katakuri who had evil aura around him, which in the game specifies very strong character you don't want to fight. So just telling you that to you, buddy, if you decide to get back into Pirate Warriors 4.
I'll keep that in mind.
Anyways, so that happens. So they're running. Now, we see Veiji's castle cast fruit brought into action because he makes this cool looking thing called Big Father, which essentially is a full-on stone version of himself. What did you think when you saw this? Because I thought it was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool, actually.
Now, in the meantime, he's also, when Big Mom finally gets back to her senses, she's actually beating him up and is actually putting in damage on him. And they're like, listen, we need to come up with a plan to find some way to escape and stuff like that. Now, the Vinsmokes eventually, Judge and his family says, we'll distract the Big Mom family so you guys can escape. But what is the one thing Sanji says, if you remember?
I don't remember, actually.
Okay. Essentially he tells his father, I am not your son, and leave me the hell alone after this. And Judge is like, fine, I'll leave you the hell alone and your friends, and you won't hear from me ever again. So talk about a family resolution there.
I guess so.
Definitely. Heck, I think there was even a funny part, or very, let's just say, you deserve that scene from Judge, because when Judge actually gets trapped, this is way earlier in this part, when Judge gets trapped and he feels like he's been screwed out of everything and he's trying not to die, he's like, come on, do something. He's essentially like crying, like asking and begging and pleading for help. One, you have his three sons like, look at this guy, he's crying. Which, I'm not gonna lie, I actually sided with them for once and I started laughing with alongside them because it was funny to see Judge actually scream for his life. Because now when you're captured and you want to somehow live, now you know what it's like to be in Sanji's position. Huh, Judge? I don't know if that was you, but I felt like that.
Yeah, I just wish that I had that same expression from the brothers. I just wished.
Yeah. I did find that hilarious because it's like, oh, now Judge is begging for his life. So now you know what it feels like to actually be double crossed, huh? Oh yeah, the reason why the Big Mom Pirates were actually gonna kill the Vinsmokes, the reason why is so they can get their technology, their Germa 66 technology, which probably would have advanced their pirate force much better than what it was before. Pretty smart on Big Mom's point. So credit to her. Although it didn't get the job done regardless. So yeah, that eventually happens. So what happens is they go out there, they fight, and there's a certain Straw Hat pirate that, well, you know. Luffy. So Big Mom kind of taunts Luffy and says, hold on, where are you going, Straw Hat? I thought you said you were going to kick my ass. Which is a callback all the way back, not only to the part when Luffy was captured, even though he said, I'll be the one to have the last laugh, but way back to Fishman Island when he said, I'm going to be the one to kick your ass. So Big Mom is like, Mugiwara, come on, I thought you said you were going to kick my ass. You're going to just run away like a coward? And what does our good pal Luffy do?
Don't get cocky, even though you're emperor of the sea. I will beat you down on that stuff. But when he tried to do it, he got one shot KO'd.
Well, he had 2 hits on her. Well, I couldn't say 2 hits. She blocked those hits. But when she
without
kind of,
hockey,
huh?
without hockey,
No, she used hockey.
I'm really.
Yeah, her arms were covered in black.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, this is kind of the second time she kind of blew him away. He just blew out of Gear 4. Easy.
Mm-hmm.
So Luffy Luffy definitely is no match for Big Mom. Yet. I don't know how Luffy right now would fare against Big Mom, knowing the fact that now he knows Rio, but well, somewhat knows Rio. I know later on he knows Ryu pretty effectively, but at this point in time, he's definitely not strong enough to handle Emperor, especially in his strongest form, Gear 4th. That he has not mastered the whole, I guess, thing limit thing. Maybe he'll figure out how to master that Gear 4 form later. But yeah, so luckily Sanji gets up there as a saving. But when it looks like all hope's lost, big sister little sister Reiju, comes in the day and saves her little brother. Which is the first of the 2 times that happens. They eventually escape. They get through the forest as this is all happening and stuff like that. Now, Big Mom also is going through her. This is when we see Big Mom going through her hunger pains, and she's repeatedly saying,
Could you excuse me for just a moment? Where did you take me?
yes.
For the record, that was not me. That was my twin brother. Okay.
Yes, this is when she starts her whole wedding cake facade, and that's the thing you hear literally for the rest of this damn arc. If you're watching the anime version, at least in the manga version, it's probably easier for you to handle because you're just reading it. Maybe that probably would have been the preferred way for you to handle it, Denzel, huh?
Yeah, you're not kidding. Wedding cake, shut up!
Yes. Now, the reason why in her delirious state you can say that she even has complete consciousness to go off the straw hats. Mr. Big Tongue Pero Lee, Pero Sparrow, essentially tells Big Mom, Mama, they stole your cake and they have the cake. So why don't you go kill him? Which that makes her go on her wedding cake facade essentially for the rest of the arc until she finally gets it at the end of the arc. But yeah, you can thank a good old Peril Sparrow, who everyone hates because, well, let's be honest, he wishes he could be the captain of the Big Mom Pirates.
I guess I think it's more likely Katakuri, but yeah.
Well, he did say he should have the right to be it because I think he's like I think he's the first son, the eldest of all of them. Um, yeah, his devil fruit. I didn't exactly put it down, but essentially his devil fruit is he can make candy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, shall we say what happened to Pedro too?
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. As they're running, well, one, you have Big Mom's little homies, Prometheus and Zeus, and stuff like that. I forgot what was the hat thing again?
Napoleon?
Napoleon, who can transform into a sword. Now, Zeus and Prometheus, one's a sun, one's a cloud. Now, what Nami kind of does to her advantage is, well, let's have a nice little Zeus party. So she's literally, I guess you can say, blackmailing Zeus, blackmailing Zeus into eating her thunderclouds that Zeus loves because it tastes good to him. And she turns Zeus on her own master, Vegmon, by using what she likes to call Thunder Breed Tempo, I believe. That's what it's called, which was visually stunning. And it actually puts Big Mom down for the count for quite a while after this attack.
I mentioned this to you in the past, but I must say, do you is not. I actually have a theory. Actually, could Nami be the one to take down Big Mom in the future? Oh my god! Because so far, Nami was the only one who was able to do some real damage to Big Mom with her tactics.
Well, the reason why she not only came back to she came to Wano was not only to kill Straw Hat, but to get Zeus back. So could we see Nami if a team with another Straw Hat against Big Mom? Who knows?
Or she can also find a tactic to at least blackmail Prometheus as well.
People have been speculating about that. Maybe she can use, I don't know, her heat balls to do that to Prometheus?
Maybe.
Oh, and then I forgot, not Thunder Breed Tempo. It's Zeus Breeze Tempo. My bad. Just remember that. So yeah, that puts him down for the count. So they think they're all free and everything. They're running. Now, we see Pudding who, okay, Siri, don't talk to me. Thank you. Now we see Pudding, who now you can probably say is very voluptuous now and very loving and caring. And this is when she goes into her old Sanji-san facade, where she shows her evil side of her, but then at the same time, she gives that good side of her at the same time, which is hilarious and stuff like that. Now, she's also with Chiffon, and they essentially tell Sanji, like, listen, we need to make another wedding cake. And essentially, if this doesn't happen, she's going to wreck all of Totland, and there's nothing a thing we can do about it until we make another cake. And the original cooks who made the cake It took him a while to make the cake. But Sanji, because he has the knowledge of a cooking god, just by looking at the cake, can essentially know how to make the cake. So he agrees to help Pudding and do the cake, which starts the whole them pretending to be husband and wife facade, which was very adorable. Now, just like Brock was with that whole Battle Frontier episode where the one chick in the Pokemon franchise like actually fell for him. I think there were like 2 chicks that actually fell for him in the entire Pokemon series. But the Battle Frontier brain, Lucy, comes to mind. Just like Brock, who was oblivious to Lucy's feelings in that Pokemon episode, Sanji is kind of the same way here, which is very shocking.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
you know, you see later on he shows affection towards Pudding, like, oh, Pudding's so hot and yada yada yada. But it's like he's oblivious to how she feels about him. I don't know about that, but okay. It's fine what it is.
It is what it is.
Yes. Now, we're getting to this part where this is very emotional, and you brought it up earlier. Would you like to talk about the sacrifice?
Ah, yes. Pedro was the one to confront Mr. Candyman himself, and he was able to do nothing until he opened up his vest, showing all those TNTs. Like, he made the ultimate sacrifice to let the Straw Hats escape.
Yeah, because Sparrow was actually with his candy, holding the Sunny in place.
Mm-hmm. And that's where Carrot was like, Pedro, and all that stuff. Because, oh my god, they've been knowing each other for quite a while, have they?
Yeah, we get a quick flashback that between Pedro and Carrot, and we find out that Pedro essentially taught Carrot everything she knows now, and that really affected Carrot, which definitely made Carrot's character grow, and especially by the time you see what she does later on in this arc, it just hits home. And Pedro, you would think, what is this Catman gonna do? He's nothing special, but Pedro is actually a very good character when you look back at it. Like, when I was watching this for the first time and I saw him sacrifice, I did not see that coming. I was like, dog, what?
Same.
I still now say that's probably one of the most emotional One Piece deaths because just the magnitude of it and the fact that it's like, for you guys to get out of here safely, I have to make this sacrifice. And the crazy thing is, he knew he would end up dying in Whole Cake Island. He was prepared for it too.
He probably didn't have much time left to live after what happened to him in the past.
Yeah, that's probably another reason why. I think that's what they explain as well. So, that was very sad. I don't know. I don't. Has Carrot and Wano already met up with where we're at currently right now? Has she met up with Inuarashi and Nekomamushi's with Marco right now. She hasn't met Dogstorm yet, right? I know she's seen Wanda. She probably told Wanda about what happened with Pedro.
Probably not. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't recall. I don't think they met up with Dogstorm yet. I don't think, to my knowledge. But yeah, we'll have to find out. Well, maybe I'll rewatch it and find out. But she probably, I know she's with Wanda, so she probably told Wanda what happened to Pedro. So yeah, Pedro sacrifices his life for them to escape. Now, another problem that is also there when they arrive at the Sunny, even before the Pedro sacrifice, is you got big, tall man Katakuri, who I don't know his accurate height, but he's got to be like 12 feet tall. He's literally, even before, when they get to the Sunny, he's just chilling. He's like, you're not going anywhere. So him and Luffy eventually get into a little scuffle on the Sunny, and that's when we eventually see his devil fruit powers, his Mochi Mochi no Mi. In other words, the Mochi Mochi fruit, which is a paramecia devil fruit based off the, well, flower mochi. I believe that's what it is, and it's like a stretchy, starchy type of thing. So yeah. Anyways, Luffy and him have a scuttle. Luffy sees Broly, he grabs Broly, and then he grabs Katakuri, taking them into the mirror world, which in Pirate Warriors 4 was probably one of the best battle, areas you could fight in. That was great. Also, in Pirate Warriors 4, Katakuri is one of my favorite characters to use in that game.
Mm.
Very fun to use. Very fun to use, actually. And he is very tall. Very tall.
How accurate?
Yes. That starts off the Luffy versus Katakuri fight, which I think we can both say is my favorite One Piece fight, my favorite Luffy fight, hands down, and stuff like that. Now, Broly is saying, let's get some men and raid the Sunny and attack the Sunny members. But Luffy hears this and he throws the broken mirror because he breaks the mirror when he freaking gets into the mirror world, which was pretty badass. I gotta say you that. He tells Nami, break all the mirrors on the Sunny because they're trying to raid the ship. You guys go and get out of here. I'll catch up with you guys later and stuff like that. And this is where we see the battle between the 1 billion berry bounty man, Charlotte Katakuri, versus our lovable Straw Hat Pirate, Luffy. Listen, I know this fight has a lot of themes, and this is a lot of people's fights. So we're going to do the best to our abilities to explain this fight in the best detail we can get, but this fight was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dog, the anime, well, mostly near the end of the arc, after Gear 4 Snake Man is revealed, the animation takes it up a whole nother notch.
Yes, indeed.
It was crazy. It was freaking crazy. Like, the back and forth tendencies. Like, you have these two, men, these two dudes just duking it out. One, you have Luffy with his Gummo Gummo no powers, and then you have Katakuri with his Mochi Mochi powers. And the thing is, you see, like, you would think, like, oh, it's an evenly matched because they have similar, like, powers. The only difference is this. When Luffy, like, does, for example, Gum Gatling, Charlotte can do his version of Gum Gatling. The difference is this. Luffy's only using 2 arms, and because he's moving his arms so fast, it makes it look like there's, like, tens of thousands of arms punching, because obviously that's what would probably look like if you were fighting really fast. But Katakuri, on the other hand, he can just get like mochi strings out of his back and just have like even twice as much as that. And I think he even says he's like, you're just using 2 hands, my dude. I got like 10 of them. So what are you going to do about it? Also, the thing is, Luffy thinks at first he's a Zoan, or no, not a Zoan, a Logia type devil fruit user. But the thing is, he's not a Logia devil fruit user, and it doesn't matter because if Luffy was using Haki, it would hit him. What he finds out is essentially, Katakuri is essentially making holes where Luffy's punching him and stuff like that. And it's not essentially affecting him. And plus, on top of it, more things to talk about. Luffy uses like elephant gun. But Katakuri is like, oh, elephant gun. Screw that, because I can do the same thing too, just bigger.
I like how you're saying it. Oh my god!
I gotta be talking like this. Trust me. If that was me, I'd definitely be talking like that. I'd be like, "That's a nice attack. You know what I can do? I can do it too, just bigger." And essentially, it overpowers Luffy and stuff like that. And then 2, he can see into the future. So sometimes in the fight, you see him look into the future. He's literally predicting what Luffy's gonna do. Like he's like, bing, and then he's like, oh, so that's what you're going to do next. Very
Now,
interesting.
now I'm just imagining you voicing Katakuri.
I don't think it would be a good Katakuri English dub voice actor. I really do hope
No,
the
no. I mean, using your normal voice to voice Katakuri. I'm just picturing your voice on Katakuri, and I was like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
no. Hopefully, Funimation, who does the English dub for One Piece, gives us a very badass um, Katakuri English dub voice. Matthew Mercer would have been probably one of my top choices, but he's voice acted by Law. So hopefully they give him a very good voice actor and a very stern and stoic type of voice actor. Because that's what Katakuri's character is like. He's very stern, he's very focused and stoic, which I like about him. Which he's definitely a lot of fan favorite characters, you know. He's definitely a fan favorite character after just his one and only appearance in the series. Um, and a lot of people do want him to come back. We'll just to find out in the future if he does come back and stuff like that. So yeah. Now another thing we also find out: what is the one thing in any fight that has not happened to our good old buddy Charlotte Katakuri?
He has never fallen on his back.
Which is freaking crazy. And you see it sometimes when it looks like Luffy's gonna have him fall down on the ground. I remember that I still cannot get over the one scene when Luffy punches him, and this dude is literally doing the limbo, like legit at 90-degree angles, and does not even fall down on his back. He's literally doing the limbo, and he gets up, and I'm like, what the hell is this guy? One, you gotta have extremely. He must have did his squats because God, I don't know if I could do that. So yeah. Luffy eventually goes into Gear 4 in this fight. Gear 4 Bound Man. It's starting to get a little bit of an upper hand in Katakuri, but Katakuri still is like, this is all you got? Like, come on. I thought I heard so many good things about you. That's it. And then it kind of stalls at the point where Luffy gets out of Gear 4 and he's back to no use in hockey self. But Luffy's a smart guy because he grabs Charlotte Bruley and goes through mirrors and stuff like that. And yeah, he thinks everything's fine and stuff like that. Now, the cool thing I did like about this fight is this. I did like the part in the fight where he was thinking, and Luffy was being kind of a tactical fighter here and stuff like that. And he recalled things about what Rayleigh taught him back on Ruskaina about the more you fight, the stronger your hockey will get. And you get like, all sorts of different flashback scenes, where focused on him and Rayleigh's training and stuff like that using hockey. And even Rayleigh himself says, yeah, if you're strong enough, you can actually see into the future, which we know Katakuri can, and stuff like that. So that is cool. Now, the meantime is, yes, they're hiding from Katakuri, but Hunger Pain or Wedding Keiku shows up on the same island as Luffy and is literally going after Luffy.
Do I have to go out there
Yes.
and deal with it? Okay.
Okay. Anyways, cutting back to the what our Straw Hat friends are doing, they eventually get cornered by these other ships. And what does our bunny rabbit do, my friend?
Yes, she notices the full moon, and that's where her body starts changing. Turns completely white, her hair gets all longer, she gets fluffier, and she gets a little bustier too. And
You can sell her animals?
I mean, can you blame me? Look at her.
Okay. I'm just saying.
That's where she reveals her what's it called again? What?
Too long.
Her Zulong form.
Too long.
Mm-hmm. And that, and my impression is just like Brooks. I want to see her panties.
Calm down there. Denzel is not a furry.
I mean, technically I am. I have pointy ears and a tail.
Okay. Okay, male version of Reptalia. Okay.
I'm not a raccoon! I mean, whatever. Go on.
Yeah. She does that and literally it takes out an entire fleet. Now, the thing is this. It increases her abilities, all of her abilities. One, you cannot lie to me that they stole this from Dragon Ball.
It's a Shonen Jump anime, man. It's a Shonen Jump.
I'm not gonna get mad at it. That's just Oda just improving on something that works. I'm just saying they definitely stole that from Dragon Ball because the full moon.
That, yeah. Now that I think about it, yeah.
Yeah. Eventually, we also find out the thing is that it makes her exhausted after some time, but if she keeps it up, she could potentially die from this. If she used her Su Long transformation for far too long. So that's another interesting point we find out about the Meeks. And only the Meeks tribe can do Su Long transformations. So yeah. Anyways, we cut back to the Luffy fight. Now, Luffy comes back. He's able to fight with his hockey again. There comes a part where the tide kind of changes. And who does that? You remember?
I remember.
You want me to say it? Okay.
Yeah.
So, in the corner, you see this little girl and some, of Big Mom's guards watching the fight. And one, her name is Flampe. And Flampe looks up to her brother like, God, looks up to her brother like she wants to frickin' marry the brother herself. Obviously because Katakuri is very revered in his family. Everybody looks up to Katakuri. And she probably does one of the most dirtiest tactics ever in this show. And she shoots a little dart in Luffy's leg, which kind of makes him lose feeling in his leg. And because of it, it makes him kind of slow to dodge. And also because of it, it ends up in Luffy getting stabbed and pretty bad. Well, not bad, but it still gets him stabbed nevertheless. Now Katakuri's kind of thrown off and he's like, why would you react that slow? Your, instincts have been pretty high. But then that's when Katakuri hears that, look at that guy and stuff like that. And Katakuri looks back and he's like, he walks up to them and he's like, so what is our good old Katakuri does?
He literally legit yells at her, revealing his face and fangs and all that. Like, you really want me to win a dirty battle and all that stuff? Like, I want to win this honorably and stuff. And that's where like on face starts like to get all scared and all that stuff. Go on.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell the audience what he did after seeing all that too. Or after he did all that to make things even.
Slump. No, you go ahead, dude.
Okay. One, I'll get to it. So Katakuri, in a response, to Luffy. He's like, listen, I'm sorry for that disturbance, and I'll make things right. He grabs his spear, and he literally stabs himself with his own spear, you know, and he's like, this is fair, this is honorable, and this is to counteract for what I did to you. After I saw that, I was like, Katakuri, he's a respectable guy. I like him. I think you can say he's probably the most honorable Big Mom pirate member on her crew. Like, it's funny because we watched Dragon Quest Die. A villain who the main character Dai had to go up against was a very prideful man and very honorable person, and wanted to fight fair. And unlike our good old buddy Crocodile, Katakuri actually wants to fight a fair fight. And when I saw him do that, I was like, this guy isn't like the other Big Mom pirates that will use dirty tactics. He actually fights honorably, and he'll actually own up to stuff like that. And it seemed like after this point, you could say he was enjoying the fight with Luffy. And stuff like that. Now, Flampe, you know how I said how she was praising her brother like she wanted to marry her brother herself? Well, that's totally 180 there too, because she hates his brother. And honestly, she even makes fun of him and stuff like that. And that's when, we find out in a quick little backstory is when Katakuri was younger, because of his mouth, he would get bullied. And he would get bullied by the other kids around, which it's kind of, good God. You can't even look different on this island with so many different races and get made fun of. It happened with Pudding with Big Mom and her. It ain't happened with Katakuri. Just because his mouth isn't like everybody else's mouth.
May I be honest here?
Yeah.
Little Broly, in my opinion, actually looks a little adorable.
Oh,
Little Broly.
We'll get to that soon. That was pretty emotional there too. She did have an emotional. You really can sympathize with Pudding, Katakuri, and Broly just from their backstories because they were all tragic in some sort of way, and stuff like that. So that happens. Flampe goes away because she hates Katakuri, and I still can't believe Flampe actually was able to go on the Wano ship with Big Mom. What does she get to deserve to go? She didn't do nothing.
She didn't exactly go away. Both Luffy and Katakuri used their hockey abilities to make them all pass out, remember?
Oh, sorry, my bad. Thank you.
Yeah, I was like, whoa!
Yeah. Again, like I said earlier, she somehow joined that Wano Brigade. Flampe somehow joined that Wano Brigade. I don't know how. I don't know why. She definitely didn't deserve it. I think she's definitely like that coward, weak character you typically see. But hey, that's just me. Anyways, that's when we get into the climax of this fight. And we see probably one of the most epic looking anime transformations ever. In the form of a snake of the steam, this man, Luffy, transforms into Gear 4 Snake Man. What were your thoughts when you saw this?
I was legit out of my seat when I saw this.
Yes. There's no words for what I can say, but that was the animation. The anime does it wonders in justice. And then you get this very, very visually amazing fight that I don't even care if you're a manga reader, you have to watch this you have to watch that fight animated. Like that fight was crazy. And when you get the whole, buzz cut Mochi and King Cobra, final strike, man, that was dude, that was insane. Anyways, what happens is, Luffy ends up just barely, and I mean barely, getting out of this alive. And he goes up to Katakuri, who is still standing after that shot. And Katakuri asks him a question. He's like, "Are you going to come back to Whole Cake Island to take down Big Mom?" And Luffy getting up is like, "Yeah, I am, because I'm going to be king of the pirates." And that's when Katakuri's like, "You're looking far into the future." And then you have this man finally come down and collapse and fall on his back, which was freaking crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then that scene alone, when he asked Luffy that question, you could see the smirk after Luffy responded to him and stuff like that. And you could tell, like, this dude wants another fight with him, and I guarantee you he deep down has respect for this guy.
I think he also puts a hat on his head. Really?
Luffy puts a hat covering his mouth, the fedora covering his mouth. I guess you could say as a way, because Luffy clearly saw what Flampay did. I don't know much why he did that, but I'm guessing, my honest opinion, he did that out of respect to him. Instead of being somebody that would probably make fun of him, he saw what his sister did by making fun of him and laughing at him and stuff like that. And he just put it on his face to essentially cover it as a sign of respect and stuff like that. And, the storytelling in this fight is really good. I can't go into depth with the storytelling because I'm not that type of in-depth type of storytelling person. But it really does hit you at the end and stuff like that. The end, where they do cut back after the resolution of the Whole Cake Island arc is done, Broly comes up and essentially, you have a nice brother-sister relationship with Broly and Katakuri. Like, they really do love and carry each other as brother and sister. Because you get a quick little flashback when these guys were trying to attack Broly, and they actually gave Broly a cut on her head. Who was the one person there to stand up for her and protect her? Katakuri. Even though he got beat up to, like, Kingdom Come, and she nursed his injuries back then, she's essentially doing the same thing here. And you can clearly see that they both love each other, and they do care about each other, which was very sweet, and almost made me tear up a bit. So you do have some Big Mom family members that are actually genuine people, and they actually do care about one another. If anything, you can say Big Mom might not care about her children as much, but her children, they do care about each other as a family. You can say that.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyways, Sanji, after completing the cake and stuff like that, they end up giving the cake to Beiji. That whole thing. Sanji, actually, before he goes to retrieve Luffy, has his emotional goodbye to Pudding. And would you care to explain what happened with that?
Oh yeah. That one moment on their goodbye. Pudding asked Sanji to do a favor for her. I mean, it wasn't really showing on the screen, but it was pretty clear that she kissed him right there.
Yeah.
And at the same time, she erased his memory of that kiss.
Yeah. She essentially just erased the kiss part. Like, when Sanji is like, Pudding, is there a favor you need to tell me? She eventually ran off, and then by the end of the arc, you definitely see her crying with the film of the kiss she had with Sanji. Now, don't ask me why they censored that kiss. Like, they could have easily shown us that kiss. But okay, let's censor it. It's not Pokemon like the Ash and Serena kiss that was censored. I can maybe understand for that because they're kids. But here, come on. Either way, Sanji got a kiss out of it. Now, this person leads me to believe that if Pudding ever does show up again, I'm not saying she could join the Straw Hat Pirates, but I think she definitely would accompany Sanji.
Yeah.
Now, would that mean they eventually hook up down the road? Who knows? People still want Sanji to hook up with Nami, which probably might be the most ideal relationship to potentially happen. But they're all friends, and that, I don't know, will happen. But hey, who knows? Who knows? I'm not going to get into that stuff. So that's kind of the ending of Pudding's storyline, and we kind of don't ever see her again. I don't know if we will ever see her again in the story. Again, we'll just have to wait and I guess see if Oda focuses on some things and stuff like that as the time progresses. But I think you can say that that might be the last time we see Pudding in the story. Because I don't think there's really nothing much of her to do. Unless, Big Mom, I don't know, I guess you can say makes it out of Wano alive, which she might. We'll just have to find out when we get to there, but who knows? Yeah, so Sanji gets to the place where Luffy gets out. He grabs her, and good old Sister Reiju shows up to essentially, in a symbolic way, give the same goodbye she gave to Sanji way back when they were kids, which almost made me cry again here too. Very emotional. Also, in the meantime, Pet Crumbs actually helps them get away too. And this is when we get another sacrifice here. Pet Crumbs goes into his Sulong transformation and essentially sacrifices his life to let them escape. And Pet Crumbs goes against his own pirate crew to do this.
I just noticed that a lot of these sacrifices were minks so far.
Yeah, so far.
That's kind of sad because they're animals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Reiju, she manages to get Sanji out of there, and yeah, now that's kind of a bit of what we see with the Vinsmokes. The only last of the Vinsmokes we see is them fighting the Big Mom forces. Again, like I said with Pudding, I don't know if we'll ever see the Vinsmoke or Germa 66 again. We might see them again. I don't know if we will. But I think more than likely we might end up seeing them again in maybe the final arc. Do you think so?
Probably.
Yeah, because we don't really know the fates of some of these characters after this whole thing. Now, manga only readers know the fates of some characters after that event. But yeah, what happens is Sanji gets Luffy back to the Sunny. Big Mom actually eats her cake that she's been dying to have. And two, she was very skinny. There was a point in this arc, she was just skin and bones.
Mm-hmm. So that's what her hunger pains does to her when she doesn't eat when she needs to.
I will just say she looks disgusting. And she looks like a witch herself.
Not that she doesn't already, but yeah.
Yeah. She eats the cake and she loves the cake. Even though it's from Sanji, you would think, oh, well, Sanji did a really nice thing. Why don't you let the Straw Hats go? Pretty please. Wrong. She is like, so now that she's back to her full old self again, she's like, I need to kill Mugiwara. So yeah. What happens here is when it looks like she's about to capture the Straw Hats, the Sun Pirates, Jinbei's old crew, shows up and is starting to fight some of the Big Mom pirate members. Now Jinbei is seeing all of this, and Jinbei is like, I can't watch my friends, do all this fighting, and I'm not there to back them up. So he asked Luffy, one of his first requests to his captain, can I go help my friends and stuff like that? Because I can't, let them fight alone without me. And I can't I don't want them to go off and die just trying to help me get out of here. And Luffy essentially is like, Jinbei, you better not die, and you better come to Wano, because that's where I'll be waiting. And that's when Luffy kind of gets the authority, like, yeah, go help your friends. And Jinbei goes to help his friends, and that is the last time we see Jinbei. Now, for the anime only people, we don't know if he shows up. We don't know if he shows up again. But I think he'll make an appearance again. I think he'll be in Wano soon. Wouldn't you say so?
Yeah, I mean it is kind of teased in the opening.
In the opening, yeah. So, hopefully we'll see him again. He'll reunite with the Strides, and we'll finally have a full team again. Finally. And then I do believe Jinbei is the first New World Straw Hat member. Because if you've been keeping track, in the East Blue, there was 4 members that joined. Zoro, Sanji, Nami, and Usopp. The Grand Line, Chopper, Frankie, Robin, and Brooke. So there have been people that speculated Jinbei is already on the team. That means there's only 3 more people that could potentially join the Straw Hat crew, because it seems like in every sea they go to, there's always 4 new members that go join the crew. Now, Jinbei is one. I think Carrot will probably be the next member to join the crew. Definitely much needed, because we need some girl characters on the ship. And so far, from what I checked out in the manga, there is a character that I will not say who has joined the battle on Onigashima that people have speculated this person could be the next Straw Hat member. So we're gonna have to wait to see this person in the anime version, but I definitely cannot wait. I'm gonna keep the person's gender and identity and name a secret, because after I saw that, I kind of just stopped reading the Wano manga where it was at, because I want to watch this animated. I want to watch the Battle of Onigashima animated really bad and go blind into it. But yeah, and then I guess there will have to only be 1 more member after that member. It turns out to be the next Straw Hat member. So things are looking good, and yeah, that's kind of where the arc ends off. They escape Totland, and that's really it. Whole Cake Island, from top to bottom, was a very good arc. For some reason, gets undeserved hate. Some people don't like this arc. Honestly, think this is I think it's still a really good arc. I think some people who don't like this arc are sleeping on it. I enjoyed it. Go ahead.
I like it. It just makes me sick to my stomach with all the sweets.
Who wouldn't want to be on an island full of candy?
Luffy.
This arc had a lot of emotion, a lot of heart, felt strings pulled, and I definitely will say it's one of my favorite arcs. I don't know if it's in my top 3. It's definitely in my top 5. It's definitely in my top 5, One Piece arcs. It's also one of the longest One Piece arcs, next to Dressrosa, and currently, right now, the Wano arc, which is not shocking. So, yeah. Any other final thoughts before we get out of here?
At least we're done with the wedding cake.
Yes.
Hear that, twin brother? Hear that? You can stop saying wedding cake now.
Yeah. Any final thoughts?
That guy's over there in the corner still saying wedding cake to himself.
Okay. Any thoughts, or are we kind of just done with this?
I'm done.
Okay. So we're done with Whole Cake. We're done with Whole Cake Island. Next time you'll see us do this One Piece arc review. We will do our last full arc review. I know, boo-hoo, but like all good things must come to an end. We are now getting probably to the arc that at first I didn't think was good, but the more I look back at it now, let's just say this arc, or the next upcoming arc we're going to do a review on, really is going to tell, or really gives the hints to the future of the One Piece story. And that is Reverie, where the world leaders are being called to Marigeoise to hold a meeting with the discussion of what's going to be going on in the world and how the world will be handled. And we'll see the returning characters of so many fan favorites. Vivi, yes, my one and only princess. Rebecca, which is not a fan favorite from some people.
Shirahoshi. I won't say anything because I know how you feel about her. And so many others.
Yeah, that's kind of those are really kind of the biggest three. And then the return of Sabo too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and that's definitely going to well, predict or make some storylines regarding to the future of the storyline after we get done with Wano, which, oh boy, I cannot wait to talk about, because there's a lot of speculation that can go with that arc. So that's what we're going to be talking about next week, Reverie. And after that, our last One Piece arc review really is the first act of Wano. We'll come back in Wano arc after Act 2 is done, talk about the events that happened in Act 2, our thoughts on Act 2, and then after Act 3 is done, we'll talk about Act 3.
I still believe we should save Wano for the whole for when it all finishes, but okay. It's just my opinion.
I say just do the acts because we're technically covering all the parts of the arc and we don't have to go back and try to rewatch it. Plus, it saves me time of doing notes. And you know how long Wano's been going on, so I don't know if I want to go all the way back and do a full arc review of that. So I think we'll do the act-based system. Personally, I like how they're doing it now, where they break it up into different parts, so we know. So, yeah. Anyways, we're gonna get out here. If you guys like the video, leave a like. Put in the comment section your thoughts on the Whole Cake Island arc and anything we talked about in this video. Hit that subscribe button if you want to get more One Piece content, because even though after the arc reviews are done, I also do still upload weekly anime episode reviews every freaking week. Whenever it is. Now I do know the One Piece anime is going on break because the holidays are coming up, which are sad. But at least it's like a 1 week break or something like that. It's not like almost a 3-month hiatus. Thank God that vaccine's coming. And yeah, but after the arc reviews, I will be reviewing the One Piece specials and movies. Yes, the old ones that are, some of them are bad. And then obviously the big four, which is Strong World. Hold on a second, guys. Okay, sorry for that quick thing. I'm gonna get off here right now, but yeah, after the arc reviews are done, I'm gonna be doing reviews of the movies and specials by myself because my friend didn't want to join me, but it's okay. I'll do it by myself, even though he should see the old One Piece movies. Well, fun fact, you're actually gonna see One Piece Film Gold with me this weekend, actually.
Yeah, and I personally, my favorite that I watched so far is Strong World.
Well, it's because you haven't seen the other ones. Well, you haven't seen Z and Gold yet. You've seen Stampede and Strong World. Yeah, and then you haven't seen the other old movies, which some of the old movies are good, some of the old movies are bad. There's one of the old movies that are just frankly weird, which is movie 6, which is, you could say, ripped out of a horror movie, honestly. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. Find some time to watch movie 6. If you have not watched movie 6 of One Piece, God, that a thing. Honestly, is probably one of the wackiest and weirdest, creepiest One Piece movies I've ever seen.
Oh,
But it's really good. It's really good. If I find the link to it, I'll send it to you so you can watch it. It's very freaking creepy.
okay.
Anyways, yeah, that's it. So I'm gonna get out of here. We're gonna get out of here because we got, well, life. He's got a job, and he probably wants to play Xbox. And I want to play PS5. Anyways, this has been Camper 15.
And the RedWolf.
We're signing out. Hopefully, you guys have a great day or night or whenever you're checking out this video, and hopefully, you guys are staying safe out there. Until then, guys, we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.
Peace.